Breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Breaking news here at 6 o'clock. A young, badly injured child was found alone on the side of the road in Harnett County. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Eric Miller. Witnesses say the 4-year-old was found in Anger off of Harnett Central Road. The Harnett County Sheriff's Office confirmed it is investigating tonight. WRAL's Kirsten Clark joins us live from the scene now. Kirsten, you talked with a woman who said her son and daughter-in-law actually found this boy.
Yeah, Eric, as you mentioned, this all happened here on Harnett Central Road, here at the intersection of Harold Drive, which is where I'm standing right now. I spoke with the woman. Her name is Patricia Vasquez. She lives in this mobile home park, and she says that her son and daughter-in-law were actually here at this intersection when they saw the child, found the child, and dialed 911. And now she says they saw the child hanging and dragging from a white Dodge truck that was coming up Harnett Central Road. She told us the child then fell from the truck as it was moving and rolled on the ground. The truck, she said, kept going. That is when she says her son and daughter-in-law ran over to the little boy to help.
He had a big cut on his head, and his arms and legs and knees, they were all scraped off. His little toes, his shoes were all torn where he was dragged under the car, and his teeth, he lost some of his teeth too. We asked him some questions to see if he would, talk, and he said that grandma, grandpa in Spanish. He was calling out for his grandma and grandpa.
You can imagine how devastated they were. Vasquez says the little boy was taken to Wake Med in Raleigh. She says her son and daughter-in-law also went and are there now with the little boy. We are still working to learn as much as we can about what happened here, and we'll bring you new information as soon as we have it. Live in Harnett County, Kirsten Clark, WRAL News.
Yeah, just an awful situation there. Kirsten, thank you very much. We had cooler weather today than yesterday, and you might actually see some frost when you head out the door tomorrow morning. Meteorologist Grant Skinner is in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with more. Grant, how chilly are we talking about here?
Yeah, tomorrow morning, more spots dropping to the 30s to start the day compared to the 70s with lows in the 50s and 60s that we had this weekend. So a big shift in our pattern thanks to this area of high pressure building in behind the cold front. That cold front is to the south and east of North Carolina now. Some showers and storms offshore. To our north, some snowfall up towards the New England states, but we're not going to deal with any of that. It should stay quiet all the way through tonight and tomorrow. Still a small glimpse of that sunset from our WRAL Garner Tower camera. It's been a beautiful view this evening, cloud free, and some gorgeous colors along the horizon. Should be a quiet rest of your evening. 60 right now in Raleigh, 57 in Fayetteville, 55 in Roxborough, mid to the mid to upper 60s this afternoon. So still mild after the high pressure built in. That cooler air is still working its way into the region. Look at this. By tomorrow morning, stepping out the door, dropping to the 30s for many spots. We'll talk more about an even cooler air mass that moves in later this week for Thanksgiving and Black Friday. That's coming up.
Grant, thank you very much. And of course, you can track the forecast for all your Thanksgiving travel plans with the WRAL weather app. It's of course free to download. Make sure to turn on those push notifications so you can get important weather alerts sent right to your phone.
I'm Elizabeth Holmes in the WRAL Live Center. Some breaking news from Fayetteville police. They say a 21-year-old has died from an early morning crash that happened on Saturday. Now, Fayetteville police say this happened Saturday morning, just after 3 in the morning. This was at the intersection of Person Street and Old Wilmington Road. The 21-year-old Jackson Coram struck a traffic circle there. He was then taken to Cape Fear Valley Medical, where he later died. The passenger who was with him, a 20-year-old female, has only sustained some minor injuries. Police are still investigating at this point.
Elizabeth, thank you very much. New here at 6, deputies say a man shot on US 64 near Lizard Lick Road on Thursday has died. The Wake County Sheriff's Office says 55-year-old Derek Godwin died from his injuries. Investigators have identified the shooter and said there is no active search. They say they are continuing to investigate here, though, but no arrests have been made at this time. Wake County deputies are investigating another roadway shooting that left a man dead. That shooting happened on Knightdale Boulevard near Old Mill Burney Road shortly before 9 yesterday morning. 39-year-old Corey Hansen was shot and killed there. This video sent in by a viewer shows the intense moments between two men in the middle of Knightdale Boulevard. One of them looks to be yelling and charging towards the other. while the other man is backing up with one hand stretched out and holding what looks like a gun. This is when he's pushed and both men fall to the ground. We're not able to see what happens next as the viewer drives away. The Wake County Sheriff's Office says it is aware of this video. They have identified the shooter here, but they've not made any arrests at this time. The Raleigh Police Department is still looking for the person who shot into an 18-year-old's car. Investigators say it was a case of road rage. The shooting happened on Iliagnis Road early Thursday morning. The 18-year-old driver was injured in the shooting. If you have any information about who the shooter is in this case, call police or Crime Stoppers. More than 24 firefighters responded to a burning home in Raleigh this afternoon. This happened at a house on Bayliner Drive off of Brockton Drive. The WRAL breaking news tracker shot video showing the side of the house completely scorched there. The fire chief on scene tells us this was a vacant home. Nobody here hurt or displaced. The cause of that fire still under investigation. We'll learn new details tomorrow in the shooting death investigation of WakeMed police officer Roger Smith. That shooting happened on Saturday, November 9th. The suspect, Benji Martin Jr., will face a judge for the first time in court. This is video of Martin as he appeared before a magistrate for the first time on Friday. This was just after he was released from the hospital. WRL's Laura Levine breaks down the biggest question we've tried to get answered from the very beginning. What led up to those fatal shots being fired?
2 weeks of unanswered questions and speculation surrounding the deadly shooting at WakeMed Garner could all become clearer Monday. Benji Martin Jr. is now preparing for his first court appearance after being charged with murder in the death of Officer Roger Smith. Newly released 911 calls give insight into the chaos that unfolded inside the emergency room.
We need police to come to the WakeMed, the Garner ED. We got a patient that's he's tricked out bad.
During that call, several gunshots could be heard in the background while the caller said Martin was fighting with Smith. Another call coming in seconds later reveals how quickly things got out of control.
We've got an officer shot here at Garner ED. We need the police and ambulance. Is the suspect still around? Yes, he's in the front lobby. He's got a gun.
Garner police have not clarified exactly what led up to this and what happened during the struggle. Another caller recounted some of the moments after.
The officer is down. They're trying to get his gun off him. The officer is down.
Police also have not said whether the gun used in the shooting belonged to the officer or Martin. We do know Martin was also shot and hospitalized for the last 2 weeks. Laura Levine, WRAL News in Raleigh.
And Martin's court appearance is scheduled for tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. The Trump administration's Department of Deployment of Border Patrol agents in North Carolina prompted a range of claims about the operation, some of which are misleading. A story on our website today addresses a number of allegations about the operation that are either inaccurate or in dispute. For instance, one official has accused local sheriffs of refusing to cooperate with immigration officials. People have also speculated about how the operation is affecting schools and traffic in North Carolina. These are just a couple of examples here. For the full roundup of fact checks, you can go to the PolitiFact section of our homepage, WRAL.com. Looking ahead here now, several more student walkouts are planned for tomorrow to protest the Trump administration's immigration enforcement in North Carolina. Some students at Sanderson and Southeast Raleigh high schools and also at Corinth Holders High School in Johnston County are planning walkouts. That comes after student protesters walked out in Durham County last week. Looking ahead, good news if you're driving through Cumberland County. NCDOT is getting ready to unveil upgrades to I-295. The final stretch of the 39-mile loop is almost ready for drivers. DOT is holding a ribbon-cutting ceremony on Tuesday. Crews have been working on the loop for years. The final stretch will connect Camden and Rayford roads. Well, still to come here this evening, eat well this Thanksgiving, but cook carefully. A new warning from a local fire department about the risk of one popular way to prepare your bird. Plus, new life for an old park in Raleigh. The celebration today and what's here for families. Now here are Renee Chu and Chris Lovingood with a look at what we're working on for tomorrow morning.
Elizabeth will be tracking a cooler start to our work week. Ken will have your traffic every 10 minutes.
Plus, if you're preparing for holiday travel, 5 on Your Side shares the best luggage options before you pack your bags.
Join us tomorrow beginning at 4:30 a.m.
Welcome back. Taking a live look there over Franklinton this evening, where you can see those Christmas lights are shining bright here ahead of Thanksgiving. Beautiful night there, but some chilly weather is on the way. Meteorologist Grant Skinner is going to be telling us about that in just a sec. Looking ahead, we'll get a better idea tomorrow of how much people are donating to charities in North Carolina. North Carolina Secretary of State Elaine Marshall will release the annual NC Charities Report. It's a 12-month snapshot of the donations made in our state. Marshall says the information is useful to anybody planning their holiday giving. She'll release that report at 10 a.m. at the Durham Rescue Mission. Looking ahead here now, Tri-Area Ministry Food Pantry is giving out turkeys for those in need this holiday. The nonprofit organization is partnering with the Wake Forest Police Department for its annual turkey giveaway for Thanksgiving. They're giving away more than 1,000 turkeys and sides. The giveaway starts at 7 tomorrow morning at the food pantry on Holding Avenue. The meals are being distributed on a first-come, first-served basis, and the giveaway will go until supplies run out. Well, once you get that turkey, cooking it for Thanksgiving can, well, turn the celebration into a little bit of a nightmare, especially when using hot oil. That's why the Clayton Fire Department provided this cooking danger demonstration. This is the riskiest of cooking methods here, deep frying a turkey. Fryers, of course, use large amounts of oil, which can lead to serious burns and fires if you're not careful. Only use fryers outside on a flat, stable surface. Keep children and pets away, and never leave a fryer unattended. And thaw that turkey first. A frozen bird dropped into hot oil can cause serious splattering and fires. Well, some runners in Oakwood this morning put the good old-fashioned turkey trot to shame. People ran for 6, 12, and 24 hours straight in the Oakwood 24 run. The race benefits Healing Transitions, which provides peer-based substance abuse and mental health services free of charge. Runners raised nearly $167,000 to support recovery programs this year. Prior to the run, an hour of remembrance honored those who have lost their lives to addiction. Valley Henderson Park received a much-needed makeover, and today the Oakwood community celebrated it with a little rededication. The park was established in memory of the Oakwood Garden Club's founder. Updates include a new brick path, which is made up of engraved bricks donated by members of the Garden Club and community. Other upgrades include new outdoor tables and benches. Fences were also updated, and a new gazebo was added too.
I think it's very important that, as a community, we keep, the neighborhood, we preserve areas like this and offer it just not to us, but to the surrounding community of Raleigh itself.
And renovations on the park began back in July. Well, turning to our forecast today, Grant, maybe better to get out sooner rather than later because that cold is coming.
That's right. Tomorrow it's going to be on the cooler side in the morning hours at least. Comfortable afternoon, then a warm up, then a big cool down. So we got some ups and downs to come this week. I want to get right to what we're expecting next ahead of Thanksgiving and that cool down for Thanksgiving. So warmer into Tuesday and Wednesday ahead of our next cold front. A good chance for showers and some storms late in the day Tuesday and into Wednesday. Looks like the majority of them will be through around lunchtime, but could have a few linger after the fact. Then turning cooler into Thanksgiving and Black Friday, and by cooler, it's really going to be cold, especially in the morning hours into Friday and Saturday morning. So rain chances this week look like this. By Tuesday during the daytime, we'll even a 30% rain chance with some isolated showers and storms possible as a warm front starts to lift through the area. But then by Tuesday, a 60% rain chance, 50% on Wednesday, so a decent chance for showers and some storms. Elizabeth and Chris will have some updates in the morning on how those rain chances will fluctuate in the coming days, and also we'll look at future casts as well in the coming days to time out that exact timing of the rain chance. But Tuesday and Wednesday is going to be what to watch for some impacts in terms of travel. Now, once that front finally passes, look at the cool down. 54 for a high on Thanksgiving into Black Friday and Saturday morning. Lows in the 20s and 30s. Highs staying in the low to mid 50s. So certainly a lot cooler later this week. So Tuesday and Wednesday, that's when I'd watch for those impacts with travel. By Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, maybe to head home pretty quickly after the Thanksgiving holiday. You're going to have no problems. We'll have high pressure build back in. It'll just be really cool out there. So make sure to have a WRAL weather app to track that current temperature. Also, you can track future casts with the rain chances into Tuesday and Wednesday. And wherever you travel for Thanksgiving, you can change your location and know exactly how the forecast will play out throughout the course of this week. I want to show you a view from Durham. Of course, we have the Festive Bowl of Lights continuing. You need to get out and see this. This is really nice. You can head out there tomorrow and enjoy it with some nice weather that we'll have. It's been a pleasant evening there, and those lights look awesome. So head out and enjoy that. This evening, though, temperatures drop to the mid-50s by 9 p.m., around 50 degrees by 11 p.m. We'll keep clear skies through the overnight hours. And with the clear skies and high pressure in place along with calm winds, that allows for a lot of radiational cooling. The heat quickly escapes. And with that, most places will drop to the 30s tomorrow morning. 39 in Raleigh, 37 Rocky Mount, 34 in Roxborough, 41 in Fayetteville, with some spots dropping to the low to mid-30s. Couldn't rule out some patchy fog to start the day, or patchy frost, to start the day tomorrow. But it will be seasonable by the afternoon, highs in the mid-60s, tons of sunshine, a very, very pleasant day Monday. But then we see those changes Tuesday into Wednesday, increased rain chances. Then once that cold front passes, then we have that cool down. Thanksgiving at 54, then into Friday morning in the 20s and 30s for Black Friday morning. So definitely bundle up if you are going to be in line for some early morning shopping. High of 51 in the afternoon and the 20s for more spots by Saturday morning. So we'll have some ups and downs this week. Certainly going to be warmer ahead of Thanksgiving, but then chilly on Thanksgiving. A high of 54 degrees.
Whew, Grant, thank you very much. All right, turning now to a little NFL action here. Luke, looking ahead to Monday.
Yeah, Eric, the Carolina Panthers are playing on Monday Night Football against the Niners. So today we're paying attention to former Tar Heels superstar quarterback Drake May. He is in the conversation for the NFL MVP this season. In fact, he could become the first QB since Joe Burrow to do something very special in the league. That stat plus a lot more on this football Sunday before Thanksgiving.
And if you see breaking news, have a story tip, or shoot video or pictures of our weather, please report it to us. Go to WRAL.com/report it to send your video, pictures, or tip to our news team. We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, I'm Luke Notstein. Former UNC quarterback Drake May has been spectacular for the New England Patriots this season. In fact, he leads the NFL in both passing yards and completion percentage. His Pats have won 8 games in a row, and today, May at the Patriots taking on my hometown Cincinnati Bengals. Let's go to Paycor Stadium where the Bengals, hoping to snap out of a 3-game skid. Let's go right to the second quarter. Drake May looking downfield, but he's picked off by Geno Stone. Stone returns it 33 yards for the touchdown, and the Bengals lead 10-0. But Drake May, as he has done all year in the Pats, would settle things down. Later in the second, May steps up and finds Hunter Henry, his reliable tight end, wide open for the house call. May throws for 294 yards, including that touchdown. May and the Patriots win their 9th straight game and 10th overall, beating the Bengals today. Your final score, 26-20. Another former Triangle quarterback, Daniel Jones of Duke, has experienced one of the best seasons of his career with the Indianapolis Colts. Today, Jones leading Indy against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's go to Arrowhead Stadium. First quarter, Daniel Jones fires a perfect pass to Michael Pittman, who makes the catch and falls into the end zone. 7-0 Colts lead. Second quarter, Jones reading the defense and dumps it off to Ashton Doolin, who meanders his way 48 yards down the field, and Doolin gets it inside the 5-yard line. That sets up Jones. Drops back, buys time, and fires to Drew Ogletree, who makes the tough catch in traffic. Colts lead 14-3. However, the Chiefs would storm back to force overtime, and in the bonus football session, Harrison Butker is perfect on the game-winning field goal, and the Chiefs come back to beat the Colts 23-20. To hockey now, the Carolina Hurricanes have split their past 6 games, going 3-3 over that span. Friday night, Jordan Staal scored a pair of goals as the Canes beat the Winnipeg Jets Friday. Today, Carolina was on the road at Buffalo. Let's go to the first period. Buffalo on the attack. Alex Tuck lights the lamp for the first goal of this game, and the Sabres lead 1-0. Just like that. All right, later in the first period, though, the Canes, they try to answer. And they are being very aggressive around the net. Passing around the puck, there's Aho. It pops out to Shane Gostisbehere, who goes top shelf for the goal. However, that is all the scoring the Canes would do on this Sunday as the Sabres go on to get the win today, beating the Canes 4-1. A little women's college basketball this afternoon. NC State hosting Rhode Island at Reynolds Coliseum. Just over a minute to play in the fourth quarter. Rhode Island's Palmer Embu drives to the lane, uses the glass to get the bucket to fall. Rhode Island leads by 3, 66-63. Last chance for NC State to try for a game-tying 3, but the Wolfpack are unable to score as they turn over the basketball. Rhode Island stuns the Wolfpack, beating NC State 68-63. NCAA tournament men's soccer, North Carolina taking on Maryland. This match goes into a shootout. Carolina's John McDowell ties it at 3 goals apiece with that strike, but it all comes down to Maryland's goalkeeper, who actually takes the final penalty shot for the Terps, and he buries it into the back of the net. Maryland beats UNC 4-3 in the shootout. So certainly a busy day in college basketball. Also, Duke just won their game in men's basketball. We'll have highlights from that coming up tonight at 10 and 11, Eric.
Yeah, Luke, that magical time of year, I think we got every single sport on the calendar almost at this point.
That's right.
Luke, thank you for joining us tonight, and thank you for being with us. We'll see you right back here at 10 and 11 o'clock tonight.